Hello there and welcome to VTV International's weekly cultural journal, Culture Mosaic, where we keep you up to date with the latest cultural news from around the country. As International Children's Day approaches, we'll take a look at a trend that is becoming popular among parents, making handmade gifts for their kids. And staying with the Children's Day, we have a chance to welcome back international bubble artist Fan Yang as he amazes children in town with his giant bubbles. And last but not least, let's check out how Vietnamese brocade has been embraced in the hands of an Australian designer. So stay with us. Handmade presents for children. Renowned bubbles magicians stuns audiences. And from Vietnamese brocade to future traditions. Now, local news will start off with an update of the top cultural events that took place last week. More than 1,000 people across Vietnam, including hundreds of artists, have joined hands to make a music video of the national anthem with a spirit towards the country's seas and islands. The project has been launched by journalists Ngo Bảo Lục and singers Minh Quân and Ngọc Ánh. The primary scenes of the project were filmed on the Thê Húc Bridge in Hoàn Kiếm Lake in Hanoi, a popular place to visit while holidaying in Vietnam. The music video is being produced to keep spirits high since China positions an oil rig in Vietnamese waters on the East Sea. With the new arrangement of the song, local people have shown the love for the country and the determination to protect it. The East Sea has always been an inspiring location for Vietnamese filmmakers, with many documentaries, TV series, and motion pictures featuring the area. Now, the following report will take a look at the love the Vietnamese filmmakers have for the East Sea.
Đầu sóng ngọn gió, a documentary produced by Ngọc Quỳnh in 1967, honors the spirit of the Vietnamese who sacrificed their lives to protect the country's sovereignty. The East Sea has been an inspiring topic ever since the early days of Vietnamese cinema.
Có thể nói rằng những cái chùm phim về biển đảo nó cũng có những cái hiệu quả về hiệu ứng rất là tốt. Mục đích của các bộ phim đương nhiên là khi làm ra để cho khán giả trong và ngoài nước được thấy được cái vẻ đẹp của đất nước và con người Việt Nam. Và đặc biệt là với các cái hình ảnh trên các cái bộ phim mà chúng tôi thể hiện thì cũng cho chúng ta thấy được hình ảnh của người chiến sĩ đang ngày đêm canh giữ cái vùng đảo của đất nước, vùng biển của đất nước.
Many films have realistically documented the lives of Vietnamese fishermen, such as Đào Thanh Tùng Biển của người Việt or Vietnam Sea. Some films even feature foreigners whose love of Vietnam can be seen through their lifelong advocacy, as was depicted in the film Ander Mendres, a Vietnamese.
Andre Mendres, người Việt. Ông Andre tên Việt Nam Hồ Gươm Quyết, một cái người Pháp mà yêu Việt Nam như yêu cuộc sống của mình, yêu Việt Nam như yêu nước Pháp của mình. Tôi nghĩ rằng là với một cái người mà sinh ra lớn ở Pháp và có nhiều nặng tình nặng nghĩa ở Việt Nam, họ yêu Việt Nam như Việt Nam yêu đất nước của mình, thì tại sao mình lại không yêu nước Việt Nam bằng ông ấy được?
Ký sự biển đảo OC documentary, a 35-episode series produced by the Vietnam Border Defense Force and Vietnam Television, brought the audience closer to the lives of soldiers who protect Vietnam's seaboard. The documentary also provided historical, geological, cultural, and social information about the East Sea.
Quá trình làm phim, quá trình thu nắm những thông tin, quá trình tiếp cận, quá trình khám phá, thì mình mới tức là có những cái câu chuyện, có những cái bí mật dưới đáy đại dương người khác mới người ta phải giới thiệu cho mình, có những cái câu chuyện tâm linh về mặt văn hóa, cũng có những câu chuyện lịch sử về biển đảo và có một cái nền văn hóa truyền thống của quốc gia dân tộc về biển đảo.
một dòng họ lâu đời.
Many documentary films have gone into details about Vietnam's sovereignty over the Paracel and Spratly archipelagos, providing historical and legal proof. Although they belong in different genres, all these films serve the same purpose of showing the Vietnamese people's love of the sea as well as their will to protect it.
Và không thể tranh cãi.
International Children's Day is approaching. So what present are you going to prepare for your kids? Now, cars, dolls, toys? How about a handmade present? Now, in recent years, handmade gifts have grown in popularity in Vietnam, and young parents adopted the trend of creating unique presents for their children. Let's have a look.
The term do-it-yourself is familiar around the world. It is the method of building, modifying, or creating something without the aid of experts or professionals. In Vietnam, the do-it-yourself movement was introduced a few years ago by overseas students, and the trend has been popular among young people. Today, Nguyễn Thúy Vi, a young mother from Hanoi, is taking her daughter to a local shop to buy some materials. She is preparing gifts for the upcoming International Children's Day.
Tôi rất là vui vì được tự tay làm cho con gái mình những món quà dù là nhỏ thôi, ví dụ như là những cái cặp tóc, những cái bờm nơ rất là xinh, nhưng mà đối với tôi thì nó sẽ ý nghĩa hơn.
In Hanoi, there are many shops that supply materials for handmade products. The owner of this shop, Nguyễn Quỳnh Ly, a fan of the do-it-yourself movement, started her own business 3 years ago, and now she has regular customers, including young parents.
Từ khi tôi mở cửa hàng ra đến nay thì cảm thấy là các ông bố bà mẹ thích tự tay làm những món đồ handmade cho con mình hơn. Cái xu hướng đấy trở nên rất là phổ biến ạ. Ngay cả bản thân em thôi, em cũng thấy là thích tự làm những cái món đồ, đi chọn lựa từng những cái nguyên liệu phụ kiện như là cái duy băng này, cái tóc, tự tay mình chọn từng thứ một, và có về cả màu sắc nữa, về tự làm cho con mình ạ.
With colorful ribbons, some glass beads and some extra parts, this young mother has created some small gifts for her daughter.
Chỉ cần một chút thời gian thôi là bạn có thể làm cho con mình những sản phẩm rất là đẹp và xinh xắn như thế này rồi.
Despite the busy schedules, these women try to spend time together to make gifts for the children. Since the do-it-yourself trend became popular in Vietnam, Nguyễn Thanh Hoàng has been sharing tips with friends and ideas for cheap and easy handmade products.
Hiện tại thì Internet rồi thì các cái phương tiện để mà có thể tra cứu rất là nhiều, nên là các bạn có thể tham khảo thông tin ở trên đó và chọn những cái mẫu mình ưa thích, xong về mất một chút thời gian chế biến thôi, chứ cũng không phải là khó lắm. Tật mật cái chính là như thế thôi. Mỗi người một cái quan điểm khác nhau. Có những người thì nghĩ là những cái đồ ngoài nó sẽ hiện đại hơn, nó sẽ bắt mắt hơn, nó sẽ thu hút trẻ con hơn. Thế nhưng mà thực ra thì trẻ con nó cũng không hẳn là những cái đấy để là những cái mà nó sẽ bắt mắt, mà là những cái mà nó ngộ nghĩnh, đáng yêu. Ví dụ như con mình nó thích kể chuyện chẳng hạn, thì mình có thể làm vài ba cái nhân vật số nhỏ nhỏ trên tay này, xong mình có thể kể chuyện cho nó những cái câu chuyện nó thích.
While mothers have their own natural instinct to make carefully crafted gifts for their children, fathers can also do something to surprise and impress their kids. Interior painting is by far the most popular do-it-yourself home improvement activity, and it's easy to see why. There's no better, more affordable way to freshen up the kids' room than a new coat of paint with some of their favorite cartoon characters on the wall. However, this kind of work is quite difficult and does require some skills.
Năm nay thì tôi có thay đổi một chút là tôi không tặng các cháu quà bằng những hiện vật như đồ chơi hay là thú, nhồi bông, cái thứ mà tôi chuyển sang là vẽ một bức tranh tường tặng các cháu. Thứ nhất là cũng có một cái thay đổi để cho các cháu cảm thấy thú vị hơn. Cái thứ hai là để đây là món quà mà tôi nghĩ là bằng chính sức lao động của mình để tặng các cháu, thì tôi nghĩ là các cháu sẽ cảm thấy quý hơn.
In the build-up to Children's Day, many parents are visiting toy stores or souvenir shops to buy gifts for the kids. But will they like these toys and are they suitable for them? Of course, kids love toys and gifts, but if you can make a special gift for your children with their own hands, nothing can compare.
You're tuning in to Culture Mosaic, a weekly journal featuring the rich cultural diversity of Vietnam and vibrant international cultural events happening around the country. We hope to become the bridge connecting artists and their works with our viewers out there. So don't go away. We have a lot more in this week's installment coming for you in just a moment. When we were children, many of us went through a phase of blowing soap bubbles out of small plastic hoops, but I doubt any of us considered making a career out of it. Now meet Phan Giang. He's the creator and star of many world-famous bubble shows. Phan and his daughter Melody are in Vietnam to debut their Vietnam Dream Show and perform to local children on the occasion of the International Children's Day. So join us on this week's edition of On the Mic to find out more.
Phan Giang is a world-renowned bubble artist, scientist, and performer. Over the past 2 decades, this Vietnamese-Canadian bubble artist has explored the fascinating unknown world of soap bubbles, combining art with science. He has transformed a simple bubble into a beautiful piece of art, bringing bubble media into a new artistic dimension for the masses. His ingenious creations and dedication to the pursuit of his dream have brought to life an utterly unique form of entertainment. Although living in the US, the renowned bubble magician and holder of 19 Guinness World Records has not forgotten his Vietnamese origins. He and his daughter Melody have returned to Vietnam for the 4th time to dazzle audiences in Hanoi with his bubble majesty.
Hello Phan and Melody, and thank you for being on the show. This is not your first time performing in Vietnam, so what's special about this show and what makes it so entertaining that drives everyone to see it?
Children in Vietnam and all around the world, they love bubbles, and they get blown away to see that you can make a spinning bubble, the square bubbles, people go inside the bubble and then showering the audience with the bubbles, and of course I enhance this beauty of the bubble through the spectacular lighting, laser lights, special effects. All this combined together actually bring the people here because they don't know what's going to happen next. It's actually show is always full of surprises, and this year is very special because I have produced a new show. It's called Vietnam Dream, or Giấc mơ Việt, which is the combination of the Vietnamese art together with the bubbles, and then also I show the most beautiful scenery of Vietnam. This show is actually will capture the locals, actually Vietnamese audience and also international audience.
So what inspired you to combine traditional Vietnamese elements with light music and bubbles?
Well, I find that Vietnam has a beautiful history. It has a long history. And putting together on the stage the beautiful artistic performances from Vietnam combined with my art is just blend very nice together. And also, of course, for the tourists that will come here, they will see art. Two kind of art is the bubble artistry, that is pure science, and of course the technology with the laser, everything, and then Vietnamese traditional art, which I actually choreograph and put it together in the modern way. So I believe that audience will be blown away because the show is very spectacular.
Phan Giang's show Vietnam Dream honors the natural beauty of Vietnam.
Phan Giang, holder of 19 Guinness World Records, brings a brand new tourist attraction, Vietnam Dream.
In this program, he staged a captivating performance of his bubble theatre, a perfect combination of contemporary and traditional art. The show opens with a brief introduction of Vietnamese history, followed by an invigorating dragon dance, music play on the traditional bamboo xylophone and the famous lotus dance. Flowing into the storyline of Vietnam Dream is Phan Giang's majestic bubble display.
The show blends the most amazing scenery of Vietnam's natural landscape and a masterpiece of bubble artistry that amazed audiences in Hanoi. Combining these elements with bubble making is not an easy task. So what challenges did you have to face in putting together this show?
Well, I have to say the challenge is to work with the large amount of people and to put them together, because timing and everything, you need to make a lot of rehearsal so that everything is matched. Of course, everyone has its own needs sometimes, so they're sometimes not coming on the time. So you have to find a way how to work together in harmony, so to put all the segments together. That's the challenge in the show.
So this is the first time you're performing in Vietnam with your father. Why is it so?
Well, this is not the first time I've been to Vietnam, but this is the first time I get to perform in Vietnam with my father. And the reason why I chose this time to come to Vietnam is because Vietnam is also a part of me. Since my dad is also from Vietnam, my mom is also from Vietnam. So I felt like it's something I wanted to do for myself and just to see how it is in Vietnam.
When did you start performing with your father and why?
I started performing actually when I was 3 years old. And I don't know the reason why, because I was really young at that time, but I probably thought it was just fun and games. Until later on, me and my brother started performing. And then from there on, we started doing shows around the world. We started doing talent shows here and there. My parents used to put us in little shows. And then from there, we had our time to go to school, and our parents gave us options if we didn't have to do the show. But the reason why I wanted to do the show is because I saw how much life it brought to people and how happy people became from watching the show.
Was it a conscious decision for you to follow your father's footsteps?
It's something that I felt like I wanted to do. Not because my parents put us in it, because I was born with it, I was raised with it, and I feel like it was a part of me and it's in my genes, and I just always wanted to be a part of the show.
Thank you so much for being on the show, and I hope the audience here in Hanoi will love your performances. On the occasion of International Children's Day, Phan Yang and his daughter Melody are performing several shows for local children. With an instrument resembling a racket and a bowl of soapy water, they weave bubbles into different shapes, sizes and colors. Children get to join them on stage to experience some of the fun themselves.
Con đứng, thế là chú thổi một quả bong bóng to cho con lồng vào. Quả bong bóng rất to, nó có màu cầu vồng, con rất thích.
Besides the children, accompanying parents also enjoyed the show.
Lần đầu tiên mình đi xem thì mình cũng rất là ấn tượng. Nên lần này là cháu thứ hai cũng đã được gần 4 tuổi rồi. Thì mình cũng muốn để cháu đến đây xem để thưởng thức.
Nhân dịp ngày quốc tế thiếu nhi, vợ chồng mình cho cháu đến đây để tham gia để xem cái buổi biểu diễn của ông Phan Giang, nghệ sĩ bong bóng nổi tiếng mà mình cũng rất là hâm mộ.
Phan Yang tells the audience his childhood story about his fascination with rainbows and bubbles that later became his lifelong career. He also made many girls dream of seeing snow come true by filling the stage with a gazillion white bubbles resembling falling snow. That proved to be a hit with children in Hanoi.
Em thích nhất là tiết mục vừa rồi của chú Phan Giang, thổi ra rất nhiều bong bóng như những bông tuyết rơi, thấy phun tuyết như thế lại vì rất đẹp và chúng em rất thích bong bóng, trẻ em như chúng em rất thích bong bóng.
Phan Yang's bubble art has won the hearts of audiences worldwide. It's a life he never could have foreseen as a young boy. But when you love something and you put your heart into it, you can achieve your dreams. This advice came from a guy who brings joy to people by blowing multicolored bubbles for a living.
Brocade is an important part of Vietnamese ethnic people's vibrant cultures. Cynthia Mann, an Australian fashion designer, has started a fashion brand named Future Traditions using Vietnamese brocade and Western designs. On Connecting Culture this week, we talked to Cynthia to find out more about her innovative fashion brand.
This is the newly released summer collection from Future Traditions. Modern dresses and skirts, elegant embroidery, all laid out on brocade fabric. If you love brocade and want to wear it away from the office to hang out with friends, Future Traditions will offer you the perfect choice.
My mother was a fashion designer and my father was a graphic artist, and so I grew up, I learnt to sew as... Okay, well, I was looking for something that reflected my, I guess, desire to give these traditional crafts a future. It's kind of giving traditional crafts a future.
Cynthia first came to Vietnam in 2003. After a few trips through the country's northern mountainous region and a visit to Bắc Hà Fair, she was really impressed by the vivid colors of ethnic people's traditional costumes in the region. After each trip, Cynthia took home some brocade or even traditional costumes, and it was those items that inspired her to start work on a new collection.
Look, I use mostly a lot of batik turkam, and that's probably the main textile that I'm using at the moment, but I'm starting to use some hand-woven fabrics as well. I'm very interested to work with some of the local communities. I met two Red Zao sisters up in Bắc Hà recently. I'm keen to work with them and their community to do some embroidery on some of the work that I'm doing.
Her passion for fashion and love of Vietnam's beauty have also inspired Cynthia to make accessories for each outfit. These necklaces and earrings are all made from seashells or ceramic pieces collected from Vietnamese beaches. Cynthia always tries to retain the shapes of the seashells, saying the sea has already carved them into perfect forms.
Yeah, and
This diversity has attracted customers who want to find out more about Cynthia. Many customers, mostly expats, buy Future Traditions designs. They say the designs are not just souvenirs, but also comfortable everyday clothing.
The jackets, and with the jacket.
What I really like is this bit of Vietnamese pattern that she very elegantly and I think very respectfully has included in the dress. So this is certainly something I will try on and have a look. So it's really good for my work. I work in an office.
So for myself, I was particularly drawn to this fine handmade hat, and I hope that it fits. There you go. I'll be sure to wear this when I'm walking through the streets of Hanoi.
The combination of brocade and Western styles has proved effective via the success of Future Traditions. Cynthia is also working on developing projects with other traditional handmade woven fabric in Vietnam. Having visited many countries, Cynthia has chosen to settle in Vietnam. She sees it as a second home and always strives to promote Vietnamese culture to the world through her designs.
And that wraps up this week's edition of Culture Mosaic. I hope that you have enjoyed the show so far. Now, please feel free to contact us at culturemosaic@vtv.vn with any comments and suggestions you may have, or to tell us about any culture events you've been to and upload your own video as well. Now, you can watch repeats of our program online at vtv4.vn. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week.